So, Crash Bandicoot 4 has been nominated for October's Best New Game. Let's talk about it together with some other news such as Crash being spotted in the PS5 Astro Playroom and also a funny info of Dr. Neo Cortex full name. Let's dive right into it. Hey there, it's the Viperian here and welcome back to another Crash Bandicoot video. And let's start off with the video on our first news of the day, which is Crash Bandicoot 4 being voted as October's Best New Game in 2020 in the PlayStation blog post. This is voted by Player's Choice as it is great to see our favorite marsupial being on the top of the list of the October 2020 games. Now what's really interesting to me is that he has beaten Watch Dogs Legion, Star Wars Squadron and FIFA 21 as 3 of these games is considered to be the top dog of the month as well. Now I've actually played both Watch Dogs Legion and Star Wars Squadron, with Watch Dogs Legion being one of my highly anticipated game for 2020, and personally I felt that Crash 4 definitely deserves the top spot for this month. Now I'm not saying that to be biased because I know this is basically a Crash Bandicoot channel, but I want you to know that I am a huge gamer as well, as I've played many other games like FPSs, RPGs and whatnot. And Watch Dogs Legion was actually my most anticipated game to play in October, even more so than Crash Bandicoot 4. By the end of the day, I wasn't really into the game at all. I quickly got bored of the game after a few hours and was extremely disappointed. Star Wars Squadron on the other hand was kind of an okay game. For me, I just picked it up for fun to see how it actually is. But both of these games in the end couldn't hold my attention like how Crash Bandicoot 4 could. The game just feels very much alive, I could say, and there are just so many things to do in a game, which I am doing a review of the game soon, so stay tuned for that video. But coming back to the initial impression of the game itself, it hooked me on immediately on day one and I felt very satisfied with what the game has to offer upon playing the game firsthand. So a big kudos to Toys for Bots for getting the very well-deserved recognition of October. And speaking of recognition, let's move on to the very next news, which is Crash being on the PS5 Astro Playroom. So for those who've lucky enough to have gotten your PS5, you have the chance to meet Crash in the preloaded version of Astro Playroom. Big credit to GrizGaming for this footage. You can head to his channel after this and check out what other games have made it into Astro Playroom as an Easter egg. But let's talk about Crash at this moment because it actually took me by surprise to see him in Astro Playroom. It's awesome to see him doing his usual dance move, and of course it's not really Crash, as same like the other characters that appeared in Astro Playroom. They are basically Astro portraying as a mascot, but it's really neat to see this happen and I'm just happy to see it in there. And moving on to the next news of the day, Dr. Neo Cortex's full name. Now I want to talk about this because I don't think many people even know about Cortex's backstory, and it's really great to see more about him on the upcoming Crash mobile game, which is Crash on the Run. Now in the game's official Twitter page, they basically shared more about Cortex's background, and right at the end here, it actually reads, "Pretty ambitious stuff for the youngest son of a family of traveling circus clowns." And there's definitely nothing to laugh about when it comes to the evil genius of Neo Periwinkle Cortex. So yeah, Neo Periwinkle Cortex. For those who doesn't know about his full name, here it is. And just in case you think that this is fake, this is actually from the official Twitter post themselves. Now I would also like to note that it mentions that he is the youngest son in the family, and this leads me to think, are we going to see Cortex's brothers or sisters in the future, or maybe his mom and dad? Nobody knows about it yet, but it's a fun little speculation as after reading it, anything can definitely happen. And of course we have a little more backstory about him. With his species as a small human, he loves world domination, multiverse domination, evil plans and experiments. So yeah, everything that's actually evil. He hates the Bandicoot family and surprisingly clowns as well, which is kinda weird as he is from a clown family. And then the final one, first seen in Crash Bandicoot 1996. So there you have it. Hopefully we will see more news of the upcoming Crash on the Run game, as it would be a great thing to see how the final product of the mobile game will be like. And while we're still here, share with me your thoughts down below. It could be about Crash 4 winning the October Player Choice Award, Crash being in Astro Playroom, or simply about his backstory review. You could be the next comment of the day in my next video. And also, if you're new here and if you haven't already, do consider subscribing, as I do mainly Crash Bandicoot content, which includes tips and tricks, news, updates, and many more. Special thanks to the supporters of the channel as well, you guys are simply amazing. And while you're still here, do check out my Crash on the Run video to get yourself up to speed on the game development cycle. This is the Viper signing off, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.